So what we're going to do is walk through and go through design. So what you're going to do is log into Command, and you are going to go to Designs in the left corner, which is this little paintbrush tool. And in here, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the top right and click Create Design. And what we're going to do is choose Social and click Continue. And when you get to designs, you do have a ton of design templates. So in here you have listings. So you have for sale, coming soon, just listed. The nice thing is they do give you different options. So if you're looking to create a design for a story or for Instagram or for Facebook, you do have the different dimensions. If you're looking for more, kind of like free content, you do have holidays. I always recommend plan out your holidays for the whole year. Command does give you the entire holiday schedule from January to December, so you have all the socials for each of those months. You also have some business basics, where you have social branding, where you have some free tools. You also have lead generation that has, again, some other free resources like I Love KW, gives you some of our stats, Gary Keller, home value. This is a great post, just a free post, just, share. Expert advice, this is where you would be able to, there's some tax benefit posts. So there are some free, shares within the design tool. But today what we're going to do is actually how to create a design. So for this one, I'm going to go to listings and I'm going to do just listed. And what I recommend, if you're going to be posting on multiple platforms, choose Square, because Square is allowed on multiple platforms, where if you were to do social wide and you wanted to share this to Facebook and Instagram, it actually wouldn't go to Instagram because the dimensions do not qualify for Instagram. So we're going to do social Square, and we would choose use. Any questions up to here? Okay. So I'm just going to choose this one and choose use. And this is going to bring you within that design to actually create what you want. So you have the name at the top. This is always the first thing I recommend changing. So instead of just listed 06 IG, I'm going to say just listed 123 Maine. I always put the date, so that if I ever go back to a design, I know when I created the design. Then what you want is, you can see, obviously it has the KW red, the KW DBA at the bottom. That's just a reminder for you to put the office logo. So on the left-hand side, you have these tabs. So right now we're in images. You can see under my assets, I have my photos. Add is where you would add any images from your computer. There are some stock images, which is nice. If you want to search like living room, if I could spell, oh gosh, it's Friday. You would be able to get some free images on here. To replace this image, what you would do is click on the image, you see it's highlighted blue. On the left, you would be able to choose and use this replace image button. Oh, that's upgraded to use. Let me choose one that's free. And you can see when I choose that replace image button, it will, mine's just taking a while to render, it will automatically replace it where that photo was in the exact dimensions, which is really great. So you do have stock images. I know some people, for, you know, if you're really more looking for buyers, you're creating a design, maybe you want to show like some stock images, you do have the option for this. Under text, this is where you would be able to add text. If you want to edit the text that's already here, you would just click on just listed, for example. You can see you get this whole bar at the top, which is very similar to any Word doc that you would be working in. So I just be able to click on this. Instead of double clicking and editing in here, what I recommend is using this Typewriter Tool. And this opens it in the corner, and I can change this to, you know, price change if I wanted to do that instead, and click Save Changes. And that would change that within there. So obviously it might not be exactly how you want it laid out, so you can stretch it, very similar to anything. Obviously this size is a little big. You can click on the corner and make it smaller to what it needs to be, drag it around, or you can type in here, say I want it to be 50, and click 50, and it'll change it to that price. So now we went over the size. You can change the font if you want. We have a ton of fonts in here. You also have the color. So let's say I want to change this to red. I could change it to red. You have bold, italicized, underline. Just depending on the font, if it allows that, it will let you use it. If it's grayed out, it's because that font doesn't have that ability. Let's say I want to make this all capitalized. I can actually click on lettercase. And what that will do is I can change it to all uppercase, or if I want to change it to all lowercase, I could do that too. So I'll leave it on all uppercase. Right next to that is bullet point, obviously for a main header. You're not going to put this, but if you had, you know, things you wanted to lay out, you could put them in bullet point, or obviously 1, 2, 3 order list. The text alignment, again, this is all the same as if you were to edit on a Word doc. You could change it so that it's, you know, center, left, or right, you know, whatever makes most sense to you for your design. The spacing can help a lot if you're doing a paragraph on how much line spacing you want. Obviously, this is just one line, so it's not going to make a difference. You can change lettering spacing as well. But again, totally up to you. This is completely, you know, if you've ever used Canva, it's very similar to Canva. Now, let's say I do have a listing. I don't want to have to download the photos to my computer, upload them to the design tool, then replace the image. What you can do is actually use this KWLS button. And this goes if you're doing an open house for someone. It doesn't matter, as long as the listing is on the MLS, it will allow you to do that. So I'm going to click on KWLS. Before I just choose a random listing, does anyone have a listing? You can type it in the chat, or, you know, unmute yourself and we can use that one as an example. Alright, so we're going with a random one. So I'm just going to type Ridgewood in. You would want to type the entire address in with the zip code as well, because as you can see, although I typed Ridgewood, you know, other things pop up here as well. So I'm just going to choose a random listing. And you can see once I click that, all the photos from the MLS show up. So I again click on that photo, and I want to replace it with, let's say, this kitchen. I can click this replace button. Now let's say maybe I wanted to add more photos. You know, maybe I wanted one of this amazing closet. I can just click add, and it'll add it on here. Again, you'll just resize the photo the way you want. I always recommend if you're doing a picture of the inside, you can also add a picture of the outside, put it in one of the corners, just so that they see what they're going to be getting. Not only do you get the photos with the KWLS, but you also get the details. So if I click listing details, and I want to change out this address, I can click on the address, and I'm going to do the replace button. I'm going to replace it, and now that address is all here. I didn't have to retype it. Everything already existed. Now, if you wanted to add, you know, the beds, baths, the price, if I click on this, this is one line. So if I just click to replace with the 3 baths, it's just going to replace it with 3. So I can click the undo button if I didn't mean to do that. And I'm going to click on that and use the typewriter tool. It's still great that you have these to the left because I know there's 3 baths as well as 3 bedrooms. I don't want to, the square footage is 11,146. The price is $325. And I'm going to take out the built out, out of there. Save changes. And again, that is all there for me. Again, obviously I'm explaining every individual part in here, but if you were in here on your own, this would take, if you have a listing, it should take under 10 minutes to create the design. Obviously the DBA logo, I'll want to change that out, make sure it's mine. So I made this nice little logo in one of our classes, but I'm going to change it out for the office logo. And now I have that ready to go. I could download this, post it wherever I wanted. Obviously you can see logos, I also have those. Elements, these are kind of like icons. So if you need a phone icon, you could go through here and use the phone icon. If you want to put that next to your name, you could do that. Like I said, the KWS, that's where you can find listings. And again, just remember, if it's not your listing, make sure that you have permission from the agent to be posting about it. You have animations. So the cool thing is you can make animations in here. So let's say I wanted all this to come in. You can make it so that it goes like that. So that when you download it, it's actually going to download it as a video. And it's just going to be a short clip of those animations coming in, which can make your post look more appealing. If you have multiple photos, you can make them all come in at different times. So that's more advanced though, but that is an option now that they did add. Any questions on using the KWLS, adding photos, anything like that?
Sorry, I wasn't in the beginning. Which you was in command? Which file you want to?
To designs.
The design. Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. And then you go to the KWLS, to the listing.
Yep, if you need photos, listing information, all of that.
Any built-in design, like for in general, for the holidays?
Yes, I did go over that, but I'm happy to share it again once we, come out of here. So once you're done, I always recommend file save. The great thing about this is you do have this version history. So say I wanted to delete this and then I'm like, what, I want all those photos back. I would click I would click the version history and I'd be able to go to that last saved version and it would restore it. So it is nice to have those saved versions on here. For anyone that did miss it, I'll go through where you can have some of those, just quick post ones. If I click on the KW, it'll bring me back. It's just loading. And we would be back in the template section. So for example, holidays, all the holiday posts are there for the entire year, so I do recommend going through and planning the rest of them out. You also have under business lead generation, you have some other posts that are about KW, some quick posts you can use, so definitely take a look at all of those. Roya, you have a question?
Hi, yes, I have a question. I was trying to do, when I was doing my presentation packet, there was some text and things that I wanted to copy and paste into my command. So, I know if you go, isn't there a way to text that you could add into your library of text?
So what you would want to do is copy that text, say, wherever it is. You could click on the text that you want to add it to, and click on the typewriter tool, and you would be able to paste right into here.
Okay, hold on. So, okay, that's what I was making.
Yep.
I was going into, under my assets, if I was under, like,
Yeah, no. So let's say that I wanted to replace this with my name is Reese. I can click on that, click the typewriter tool. That's what brings up this like little Word doc. And then you paste within here, and then you have that when you save changes, it'll update it.
Okay, that's amazing.
Awesome. Glad I could help. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yep.
Okay, so I just saw that there's a bunch of like houses, like images of houses. Are you allowed to use those if they're not yours? You can say like, hi, I don't see these there.
So in the stock images you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yep, those are completely free. They're through Shutterstock. So say I wanted, modern kitchen. I could just choose, some of them you have to upgrade, some of them are free. So let's say that I wanted to add this kitchen in there with these people. Totally allowed to use those. They're through Shutterstock.
Even if they're not your like property or listing, but like just for your users.
Yep, so anything from the stock images, those are people that, basically they got paid to put these, these are just candid photos. If you're using the KWLS and you're actually taking it from someone else's listing, then you just need the permission from the agent and the owner.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?